3, 2, 1. I think we are live. Let me just check. Jaldi. Yes, we are. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Fight Podcast for UFC 329. Holloway versus Mcgregor 2. मैंने Holloway पहले बोला because मेरा favorite है. But Mcgregor versus Holloway 2 as per the poster. I have my friend with me, Mr. Arnav Jina. Those who don't know, काफी टाइम पुराना दोस्त है जिसने मुझे UFC के साथ इंट्रोड्यूस कराया था काफी साल पहले. And he's also a very fun guy to talk to. Very dear friend. Hi Arnav.
Thank you so much, Asha, for your kind words. I hope I live up to the reputation.
Let me just check quickly कि Instagram भी ठीक से चल रहा है क्या. I don't know. आज पहली बार ट्राई कर रहा हूँ. As of now तो वहाँ पे चालू दिख नहीं रहा. Just trying to see. Okay, I think I forgot. But अभी चालू हो गया है. Hello again on Instagram as well. Alright. Let's talk about this card. Holloway versus Mcgregor 2. This is the whole card, but I think सबसे पहले we should start talking about the main fight, which after 5 years, if I remember right, Mcgregor is back. He's back in full form from what it looks. काफी अपने जो बोलते हैं चैंपियनशिप एंटिक्स अभी भी कर रहा है एंड उसको देखने के लिए भी काफी लोग एक्साइटेड हैं. There was a lot of this negative talk before he started like his journey back. मतलब last few years में it was like बहुत लोग कह रहे थे कि he's saying but वो शायद अभी वैसा नहीं है, वो फॉर्म में नहीं है या उसका कार्डियो वहाँ पे नहीं है, all those things. But last few months, the way he is talking, the way people are seeing him, they are like, maybe he's actually turned a new leaf, like we say. And there is a lot of positivity associated with him as of now. शायद ये Mcgregor is much better than whatever he was a couple of years back. What do you think, Anna?
So what made McGregor famous was his mindset. Okay. Mm-hmm. His mindset, his approach towards the martial arts was completely different when comparing it, to other champions like John Jones या GSP ho. Mm-hmm. McGregor had this cocky attitude, but at the same time this unbelievable belief in, like delusional belief in himself, and he used to manifest his success in his head. I can see that again. I see that spark again. He lost that after, I think, fighting Mayweather, boxing bout. Okay, right. He made a lot of money and he lost that spark. I see it again. Also, he's training the old way. Fascia, right. Building his fascia up and doing his old, biomechanics, getting his body flexible, everything. So I don't think he's going to be the same like he was in his 2015 to 2016 2017 era in his prime, but he's going to be pretty close, like 70-80% close to that.
I see. Fascia is a particular muscle जो हम लोग जुजुत्सु में भी बहुत describe करते हैं. It helps in a lot of springing action, moving quicker, moving in certain ways also, and so on and so forth, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's very close to... bolo?
It gives you that burst, that necessary burst you need.
And Mcgregor is known for his quick, fast twitch muscles, right?
Exactly.
That's something he has been spoken about quite a lot. Like,
correct.
I think uska reflexes, is it like faster than usual of people of his weight class, or how do you think?
It could be, but I also feel he has read his opponents so well that he anticipates their attacks. That is why it looks like he has better reflexes. Matlab, he knows कि he'll throw this. He studies the opponents really well. He especially striking, like only striking to be honest, not the ground game. So yes, it would seem like he has better reflexes. He would always counter better because he's always reliant on his counter attacks, counter punches. McGregor has always been the sniper, right? Unlike his opponent Holloway, who's like a machine gun, all volume.
I call him a momentum fighter.
Yeah.
Because वो एक बार momentum चालू हो जाता है Holloway का, then it's super difficult to just derail it.
It gets worse and exponentially worse, not just worse.
I think the most fun I had watching his fight was against Calvin Kattar. If anyone has watched it,
Absolutely fun fight.
it was like just after I think losing to Volkanovski, first time or second time, yaad nahi, but people were doubting him heavily, and Calvin Kattar was up and coming, and the way he dominated him. COVID time था, तो सारे shots एक के बाद एक, it was like you could hear it, and it was crazy. Yeah, it was poetry in motion. I don't know how that did not end like in a TK or something, but that's props to Calvin Kattar.
Young and upcoming, it's difficult to knock out people who have not been knocked out. So
makes sense.
Advantage, yes.
Also, like one more fight. हाँ बोलो.
We'll cover about knockouts. Considering the knockouts, how they take part of your soul away. We'll talk about that specifically because both of these fighters that we are going to talk about today have been knocked out. So yeah, a lot depends on what kind of chin they show up with tomorrow.
Actually, if I remember right, Topuria ke fight ke baad, like the fight you're referring to, right? Holloway lost to Topuria via KO TKO, and uske baad I think whom did he fight? He fought a couple of people since.
He fought Cory after that and won.
Oh right, yeah. He definitely won quite in a strong fashion against Cory.
Yes.
And usse pehle I think he fought Justin Gaethje, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
There he knocked Justin Gaethje out, which was also surprising. The picture I'm referencing here. And also one of the reasons I mentioned is now Justin Gaethje ended up beating Ilia Topuria to win the lightweight championship, which is crazy. We predicted the opposite, but it's crazy that happened. Somebody has mentioned, who are you guys picking for tomorrow night? वो तो हम बोलने वाले थे, but I am leaning more towards Max as of now.
Same.
Yeah.
While talking about this,
वो अच्छे से हम बात करें. हाँ बोलो.
नहीं, please continue.
वो हम अच्छे से बात करेंगे और like I want to, because it's not a straightforward like हाँ यही होगा ऐसे ही होगा, but हाँ.
Correct. Yeah. So what I was going to say is that normally fighters after getting knocked out in a very devastating fashion, they are not the same. Okay, next fight, next to next fights, but there are these specific kind of fighters who have this insane cardio. Like Nate Diaz comes in that, Holloway comes in that. These guys are like Ironman specimen. If you make them do Ironmans, they'll do it with a 15-day preparation. Okay. These people, their chin still stands the test of time, even despite getting knocked out. So that is what I wanted to talk about when I said we need to compare chins. So in दोनों का अगर compare करें, McGregor and Holloway, McGregor, I'm not saying he does not have a chance. First 2 rounds he can be lethal, and if he counters well, again he has a sharp left hand, like precise and also quite powerful, like the best. And considering they're fighting at 170 now, welterweight, he's going to pack much more power. But also it would reduce his cardio a bit. And,
I think last he fought Poirier at welterweight, kya? Or was it lightweight? I think second match was at welterweight.
Second was 170.
Second was
and
170.
he
Yeah, that did not
he
go
broke his
so well.
knee. Uh,
नहीं
then
नहीं,
he
सेकंड
was
फाइट में he got knocked out. That's what I remember. ये वाला फाइट था. तब मैं
correct, and he dislocated, broke his knee, na? His not knee, his what do you call it? Yeah, the foot.
calf muscles.
नहीं foot का ये
हाँ, that was the third fight if I remember right.
I'm talking about the
believe.
third fight.
Okay.
This is the third fight where he was bald.
नहीं, that was the second fight. Third
Okay.
fight का I think I will have something. Let me see. So
No,
this
you're
should
right. I remember Rogan
this one
interviewing
is
him.
the third
You're
fight.
right. Yes, I remember
And-
Rogan interviewing him, sitting,
Yeah.
at the edge of the octagon.
नहीं guys, third fight he broke the foot. That was the fight against Dustin Poirier, last वाला, जिसमें he after which he had to take a long break.
Yes.
He had full hair इसमें. I remember carefully.
Yes.
And this one was at lightweight, and he
Okay.
wanted to prove a point. This is one thing जो मैंने मैग्रेगर का देखा है. When he fought Nate Diaz, for example, first fight में वो हारे थे. उसके बाद immediately he came back. I think he had a couple of movie contracts. He was riding on his success before that, and he immediately cancelled all of it. He was like, नहीं, मैं वापस आऊँगा. I'll fight the same guy at the same weight class, and for 5 rounds. And he ended up beating Nate Diaz. Quite a close fight for like all rounds compare करें तो, but he did quite well.
It was close.
And he won convincingly, you can say. Yeah.
It was close.
It was close. And वहाँ पे भी उसका कार्डियो का थोड़ा सा we could see things not panning out so well.
Nate was mocking him later rounds. He was running away from Nate to not, get in that brawl. So Nate was mocking him, कि you're running like a bitch. ऐसा.
That's
Typical
Nate Diaz.
Stockton style. हाँ.
Right. And interestingly, now that I brought this up, Poirier has fought both of them thrice. It's like a litmus test, you can say, कि ये दोनों कैसे pan out होते हैं. Like McGregor, for example, first fight में against Poirier, he won very convincingly. First round में he got a knockout, if I remember right. Second fight didn't go so well. He ended up getting knocked out. And third fight, बोल सकते हैं कि it was injury which ended up causing problems. But अगर हम ऐसे overall fight भी देखें तो he was getting ground and pounded. He got put down, taken down, all those things. So progressively McGregor's fight ended earlier and earlier. If I had to put a narrative like that, while Holloway का अगर हम ऐसा similarly देखें against Poirier, he lost very convincingly in his first fight. I think he got a triangle armbar kind of a situation. And second fight में again it was close, but Dustin Poirier won convincingly. And third fight, which happened very recently, Holloway won very convincingly, which shows कि Holloway is getting better and better. Maybe Dustin also was not at his best. ये भी बोल सकते हैं, but yeah,
He wasn't.
that's one more thing. If I had to put a narrative on why McGregor versus Holloway is not just an easy opponent to go through, if I can say that. But like you mentioned, chin ka you were mentioning. You were saying ki that would play a factor also, right?
Yes, they both are going to test each other's chin, and I think Holloway is going to trade. I don't know. I have this feeling like he should be more careful first 2 rounds,
Okay.
but I don't know. I think McGregor is going to do a good job, instigating, his primal fighting instinct, and maybe they brawl maybe late in the round, like first round late, 4th, 5th minute, but they are going to scrap. If Holloway followed the blueprint, to win, he just has to hold out the first 2-3 rounds, and then it's easy, roadmap for him. to conceal a victory. Lekin if he goes a little reckless the first few rounds, he can still win. But that's where McGregor does his best, especially considering now I think he's sharp. McGregor should be sharp. But after partying and doing a lot of substance, it's going to be difficult, Even in his best mindset, he says he's found God. That gives you a lot of self-belief. You get that feeling that God is backing you. So if you have that, you go in with a very different mindset. But saying that his physical attributes have, fallen a little past decade, considering the past decade. Yeah. And they fought 13 years back, 2013, if I'm not wrong. Long time.
Right. That's quite a while. अगर इनका फर्स्ट फाइट कंपेयर करें तो it's like their whole journeys have changed since then. I think nobody were a champion at that time. It was very early on in Max's career and early on in like Conor's career as well. अगर ऐसे देखा जाए तो.
Conor was an early bloomer, and Max has been a late bloomer. He learned late, but he learned from all his mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Early
Conor
bloomer.
had that kill mindset from the very beginning. I wanted to dominate everyone. He came with that flashy attitude. I am here to conquer. And he backed that because he worked hard. When you work with, like I said, delusional confidence, when you work with that work ethic, you kind of, you feel nothing can go wrong. And McGregor had that. He lost that. He lost that. Now he knows how it feels to face defeat. But still, now he's good. His mindset has changed quite a bit since the past decade.
Now that you're talking about it, matlab, Topuria also kind of was in the is बोल नहीं सकते, but हाँ ऐसे ही था, and that's the other part of the analogy between them, right? कि
yes.
दोनों बहुत similar है जो लोग बोलते रहते हैं.
Yes.
Holloway, yeah, in that sense is not the same. But there is this one thing about Holloway which I have always appreciated. कि every loss, he has changed himself in some form. Like he has come back better. Like I remember Volkanovski won. It felt like hara, but kuch khas hua nahi, kind of like it was a dull fight, if I can say that. And then when he came back in the second fight against Volkanovski, he was completely different. Like he became a kicker. He did certain things jahan pe he almost knocked down Volkanovski, if I remember correctly.
Very good example. Very good point. But Volkanovski was a bad example, considering how the third fight went.
Yes, and that is where like he lost to Volkanovski. I think then he came back fighting Justin Gaethje, if I remember the timeline correctly. हाँ, मतलब bad example है कि I want to say कि that's because Volkanovski also is the type of fighter who improves and adapts.
Yes. Volkanovski is like
उन दोनों का ना उनका जो chess level है, that's a different, like if you just look at the fight, you won't be able to appreciate how well they adapted to each other.
I wholeheartedly agree. if it weren't Volkanovski, Holloway would have found a way. But that is why people name Volkanovski in their quote list, like top 5, because of that thing. He was very close to defeating Islam, and Islam is like he's a dominating Dagestani fighter. Like you can call him the best fighter on the roster right now. No one close to defeating him. So
makes sense.
He was very close to defeating him. That is what Volkanovski is.
Islam is the only fighter मैं भी देख रहा था when Topuria lost, मैं यही देख रहा था कि कौन fighters थे जो हम सोच रहे थे कि undefeated होंगे या will stay for a long time, and then they got defeated. I think Islam is the only guy who's not right now defeated in that sense. If you see the last roster, Pereira lost recently, Topuria lost recently, मेरा लॉस लास्ट ईयर। और कौन है लाइट वेट में? कौन था? टोपुरिया हो गया। वेल्टरवेट इस्लाम। मिडल वेट में अभी कौन चैंप है? आई थिंक हमजात लॉस्ट रिसेंटली, राइट? हमजात आल्सो
Yeah,
लॉस्ट रिसेंटली टू शॉन स्ट्रिकलैंड।
to Strickland, yeah.
या क्रेजी, आई मीन
Islam is the only one standing, huh? Nice.
येरी प्रोहास्का वाज सपोज्ड टू विन लाइट हेवीवेट ऐसा लग रहा था, बट ही आल्सो लॉस्ट टू कार्लो सुल्पर, व्हिच इज लाइक अ बिग अपसेट ऐसे देखा जाए तो, कंसीडरिंग दैट गाय गॉट इंजर्ड इन द फाइट। हेवीवेट में अगेन अभी सिरिल गान बीट एलेक्स पेरेरा, जस्ट लाइक
Yes.
ऑल अपसेट्स दिस ईयर।
Yeah.
यही देख के थोड़ा डर भी लगता है यार, which one is an upset in this? Is McGregor losing an upset or Holloway losing an upset? समझ नहीं आता।
All the way. I feel if you had to bet money, people would always favor the favorite fighter. But if you had to bet money, like being completely pragmatic, people would
Right.
bet on Holloway. Like I see a 60-30, 65-35, you know. But that being said, you don't count out McGregor.
Yeah, that's true. And let's I think बहुत discuss कर लिया. What would you say is your prediction for this fight?
I see Holloway winning. The fight goes all 5. Yeah, maybe he does a TKO in the 4th or 5th round. Yeah, 3rd round maybe.
Third round. Is that the more guaranteed?
Yes, if he cashes out early, McGregor, it could be 3rd or 4th. More
McGregor
likely.
का gas tank कैसा है? That's one thing which even I'm interested to see, because one thing which उनके कैंप में बहुत सारे बोल रहे हैं कि they're talking about a lot of techniques. They're talking about how Holloway is weak at wrestling in certain places, or how he can select certain shots. But Holloway को hit करना is not the main challenge from what I understand. It's to consistently be there and put him in trouble and get him down, like get him out, right? And I think abhi tak very few people have managed to even knock him down. I remember Poirier managed to get him down once, I think. Gaethje almost did. Topuria managed. Recently देखा जाए तो more people are managing it, but when Holloway pressures you, will you be able to stand and do what you do? That's the question I have. And my answer, if I had to pick, also is Holloway. ये बोल के मुझे बहुत डर लग रहा है, because he is my favorite fighter in some form अभी. And last prediction गलत गया था, वो सब है. But I would still pick him because I feel कि overall उसका जैसा career गया है, कैसा अभी वो है, I have more confidence in him. And if I had to pick a round, probably 3rd या 4th. I feel like by that time, McGregor could, like, he will also be tired. That will also play a factor, I feel. And Holloway, once he starts dominating, he'll just put max pressure. Like, you know, it's very difficult to just stand there and do things. So yeah, 2nd or 3rd round, KO, TKO. And if that happens, I'll be in a way happy also for him, because मुझे पता है कि once you beat McGregor, your career shoots in financially in a higher direction, at least, right? So
I agree.
Having said that, I still feel like some part of things what McGregor is doing are definitely there. Like I also believe कि McGregor is better than before, or whatever he was a couple of years back, in some form, at least routine wise and health wise and mental health wise. वो चीज़ें वो है, तो I want him to keep competing if possible. He's still the guy जिसको देखने के लिए सब लोग अपना नींद छोड़ के, बाकी काम छोड़ के tune in करते हैं. So definitely tune in for this fight for that sake. And let's see, let's have a fun one. Let's. I'm pretty sure, like last fight, Holloway versus Oliveira was not as fun, even though we were expecting. I don't think this will be in that direction. This will be fun. There is no chance कि यहाँ पे कुछ गड़बड़ हो.
It's going to be fun. Even the walkouts are going to be fun. Don't miss out the walkouts. It's going to be drama.
Walkouts.
Yeah.
The stare down also was crazy. Like,
Yes. And also,
and then,
if McGregor
huh,
wins, there are more exciting possibilities if you think about it. They'll
right.
they'll make him. It is going to be a Dagestan versus McGregor redemption fight, and yeah, to Puria, there are a few scenarios like, because Holloway का कैसा है कि
Mhm.
whatever fight is given he'll take, but McGregor is very good at market, selecting the best fights economically that would make the most money. And also he has this grudge against Dagestanis. So wow, the trash talk is going to be legendary. If Islam, if he wins and they make him fight Islam at 170, because I think they are fighting at 170. I think Dana has this in his head. Ki, if he wins at 170,
Islam versus
if,
McGregor.
yes,
हाँ यार, मुझे भी लगता है they will end up doing something on those lines.
yes, correct. Because Holloway and
Islam would
Islam
also
is also
take it,
going
yeah.
to be, yeah, Islam and Holloway is going to be exciting, but not as exciting as McGregor and Islam. The
Right.
trash talk is going to be, the hype leading up to the fight is going to be very close to UFC 229, which was Khabib versus McGregor.
Yeah.
Like Dana can just see, minting money. That scenario plays out. But that being said, yeah, I don't want Holloway to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
हाँ यार, I hope the fight goes longer rounds, जो भी हो, जैसा भी हो. It's just because more than just the result of the fight, watching the fights back is one of the things which I love about Holloway's fight especially, and McGregor's fight also. Yeah. And I feel like if it goes longer, we'll see a lot of other things with respect to the fight game. Like there will be points jahan pe, like if we compare Justin Gaethje and Topuria, right? It's a great fight to rewatch. There is so much going on in every round. At one point, Topuria hurts him on the body, almost looks like abhi khatam ho jayega, and then Justin Gaethje comes back, knocks him down, and so on and so forth. Those
What
are
a
the
fight.
fights which I love to watch again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fight, yeah.
So
Best fight of
crazy, yeah.
2026.
Shout out, yeah. Best fight of 2026 and biggest upset as of now. But let's see how things go for rest of the year. Speaking of which, there are a few more fights which I think we can talk about. There is Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint-Denis, which is also at lightweight, co-main event. And this one I think again Paddy abhi recently Gaethje se hara tha. Gaethje became a champion, so there is this high prospect ki if BSD beats Paddy, he may get a title shot and so on and so forth. But very far fetched. Abhi ke liye bolne ke liye there are a lot of variables. Paddy on the other hand is again popular. McGregor ki tarah he's also one of those guys who like agar
Quite cocky.
Topuria, there are people say कि Topuria, Ian Gary, Paddy Pimblett, these are different versions of McGregor. ऐसा लोग डालते हैं for different reasons. So yeah, he definitely is one of those prospects who you love to watch fight. Then we have. Did you want to say anything about this fight, by the way?
Exciting fight. Pimblett is quite tough, like really tough to knock out. And Saint-Denis has this history of knocking out people. It's a good matchup. Like he has a good
Right.
knockout rate. He finishes fights a lot. So let's see. Unstoppable force versus क्या? Immovable object.
God of War इसको बोलते हैं ना, BST को.
Yes.
Yeah. Striking
BST.
versus grappling भी होगा काफी. I think Paddy might grapple. मुझे ऐसा लगता है. We have Cory Sandhagen versus Mario Bautista again. Cory Sandhagen is the top prospects. काफी time से he's been on the top. I believe he fought for a title once, is it? Cory Sandhagen? I think मेराब के साथ fight किया था. I remember कि हाँ, मेराब के साथ fight किया था for the title, and he has been one of those people जो सबको like how Gaethje is a striking force in the division. If any striker comes against Gaethje, you have to look for, like, you have to be afraid of him slightly as well. On the same lens, Sandhagen is known for his striking, his unique striking style, his way of getting people into trouble. Like he fought Bitayan at one point. Umar ke saath bhi he was able to do quite well. Even in grappling sides, he was able to escape things and so on and so forth. So a decent fighter. Agar Mario Bautista की बात करें तो he fought Umar Nurmagomedov for a decision, which was decent. Like not so, he could not do much against Umar, but उसके अलावा he fought Patchy Mix, who's a Bellator contender. He won against him by a decision. Fought Jose Aldo, beat him. Ricky Simon, and I think recently he fought Vinicius Oliveira for a submission. Lot of decision fights, submission, grappling, and all. Acha hai, decent fighter, but I think Sandhagen would be my pick if I had to pick one. Then we have Brandon Royval versus Loner Kavanagh. Again, a decent fight. Flyweight में Royval quite an exciting fighter. Loner, I think, abhi recently rising prospect. So we'll see how that goes. One fight which I wanted to talk specifically was I think Gable Steveson, जो ये right में है, last guy here. He got bumped into the main card from what I understand, and it's his debut fight. A really good wrestler, John Jones के साथ train कर रहे हैं, and I think UFC में उनका first fight है, if I understand right. So people are looking forward to how he comes, how he fights. Heavyweight में है, so grappling in heavyweight is something you don't see often. So look forward to that. And he knocked out his last opponent. So that's also something which you can expect from his fighting style. Let's see how that goes. Quickly talking about other fights. If you have any one particular fight which you want to talk about, feel free to. Whittaker is fighting.
Yeah. I saw just now, like few minutes back, Whittaker is fighting on this card. I cannot believe they're making him fight in the prelims.
Right? I agree.
Unbelievable. I'm disappointed UFC.
Wow. I agree. I'm pretty sure he'll fight. If I had to pick, I would pick Whittaker for that fight.
Yeah, but he's a legend. You don't disrespect him this way by making him fight in the prelims, sir. Even if he's lost.
There was a very nice interaction between Holloway and Whittaker. Jहाँ पे they took a photo and then Holloway was telling, give this guy his custom shots. And he does this quite often. He did this in UFC 300, I think. He called, forgot the main person. I think Mark Coleman था या कोई था जो who had, he called him out to wrap the title and
for the BMF.
For the BMF fight. You remember?
I think it was Coleman. Correct.
Yeah. And he does these things and inadvertently does good for the other fighters. You know?
Yes.
That's something I also love about him. Let's see how this goes. Any particular fight, anything else you wanted to talk about, Arnav, before we wrap up?
No, amazingly summarized. I have nothing to add. Great job, Asha.
All right, thank you, bhai. And that's a wrap for this card. अगर टाइमिंग्स की बात करें, जल्दी से उसकी भी बात कर लेते हैं. This is again an early card for us. Last time I think Monday हुआ था, the card for White House event, but this one is proper Sunday. It's tomorrow. Main card starts at 6:30, but catch the other fights also. Prelims में we have Whittaker का fight. Okay, I see now that Gable Steveson fight is again bumped to prelims as per the current schedule. मैं भी just check कर रहा था. So this is more updated as of now. But having said that, like there are a lot of fights in prelims. Cody Garbrandt का मैंने mention नहीं किया, but he's also a great fighter. Always exciting.
Ex-champ.
अगर हम टाइमिंग्स की वापस मेंशन करूं, प्रीलिम्स might be earlier than 6:30. 4:30 ish start hota, but if you catch fights from around 5:36, if you can, then you can get great fights. Main card starts at 6:30, and main fights jo hai, at least co-main and main might go around 8:30 or so, from usually जैसा हमारा timings रहता है.
A little
There are
late.
lesser fights this time. Little later than that. That's what you mean.
Yeah, a little later than 8:30, I think. No?
I think
More common?
वो White House वाले card में there was more main card, more than 4 fights. यहाँ पे there are lesser fights.
Ah,
So
okay.
might go early also. हो सकता है कि
But
8
White
something हो.
White House happened in Washington. Washington has a different time zone than Vegas.
So main card start 6:30 करके दिखा रहा है. From
Okay.
there अगर calculate करे, might
Right.
go around
8:30.
पता नहीं, देखते हैं. But yeah, tune in early, it's better. Earlier you tune in, it's going to be more fun. That's all for today. मिलते हैं. कुछ बोलना था?
नहीं. It was amazing. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes, thank you guys. That's all for today. मिलते हैं अगले main card जब भी UFC का होगा, UFC 330 most likely. And tune in for this fight. That's all for today. Take care. See you. Bye bye.